You know that feeling when you look outside and think, I wish my patio looked more like a garden paradise? Well, guess what? You don't need a huge backyard or perfect soil to make it happen. Right in front of me is the secret that thousands of gardeners just like you are using to transform their outdoor spaces. And today, I'm sharing everything with you. I'm Sam, and you're watching Seniors Gardening Advice, your go-to place for making gardening easier, more enjoyable, and absolutely beautiful, no matter your experience level. If you love plants, want to brighten up your outdoor space, or just want to feel proud of your garden, you're in exactly the right place. Before we jump into the amazing plants that'll change your patio, I want to ask you something. Are you growing plants in containers but not sure which ones will actually work for you? If that's you, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We share new gardening tips and tricks every week, designed for people like us who want real results without the complicated stuff. Why container gardening changes everything. Here's something most people don't realize. Container gardening is like having a magic wand for your outdoor space. Maybe you've got limited room on your patio. Maybe the soil in your yard just doesn't cooperate. Or maybe you simply want to move your plants around whenever the mood strikes. Container gardens solve all of this and so much more. The beauty of growing plants in pots and containers is that you get to control almost everything. You pick the soil, you decide where the sun hits, you choose exactly how much water each plant gets. It's gardening on your terms, which means better results and less frustration. Plus, let me tell you something really important. Not every plant is built the same way. Some thrive when they're snuggled into containers, others not so much. That's why we're walking through the absolute best choices today. These are plants that don't just survive in pots, they genuinely love living in them. Patio Plant 1. Tall Verbena, Verbena bonariensis. Let's start with something really special. Tall verbena might just be one of the most elegant plants you can stick in a container. Picture this. You've got your container all ready, and you want to add something that feels light and airy. Something that makes people stop and ask, how did you grow that? Tall verbena is your answer. This plant has these wonderfully thin stems that shoot up with these precious little purple blooms dotting the very top. When the wind blows, it looks like the flowers are dancing. What makes tall verbena amazing is how it fills in those empty spaces in your container arrangements. It grows up to 6 feet tall in ideal conditions, but it stays so delicate and wispy that it never feels heavy or overwhelming. The flowers bloom all the way from summer straight through the fall, which means your container stays colorful for months and months. Here's something gardeners absolutely love about this plant. It brings in pollinators. Butterflies and bees find it irresistible, so you're not just growing something beautiful, you're helping your local pollinator friends too. Tall verbena likes full sun and honestly doesn't care much about what kind of soil you use. Clay? Fine. Sandy soil? It'll grow. Regular loam? Even better. This flexibility makes it perfect if you're experimenting with different soil mixtures in your containers. Don't forget to like this video and let me know in the comments which plant you're most excited to try. Patio Plant 2. Giant Hyssop, Agastaceae. Giant Hyssop is basically the plant that keeps on giving. This one produces blooms constantly throughout the growing season, and the variety between different types is absolutely stunning. Think about color. Giant Hyssop comes in so many different shades and bloom patterns that you could honestly find one to match any garden style you're dreaming up. Some varieties are deep purple, others are bright pink or soft lavender. Some even have multicolored blooms. The structure of the flowers varies too. Some are spiky, some are more delicate and feathery. What I really love about Giant Hyssop is the wildflower feeling it brings to any container. When you plant it, your pot suddenly looks like a little slice of a meadow. That's not just pretty, it's actually valuable because it attracts all the good pollinators.
Butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds can't get enough of this plant. Oh, and here's a bonus. It smells amazing. Run your fingers over the foliage, and you get this wonderful aromatic quality. Some people even use the leaves to brew tea. In many parts of the country, you can keep giant hyssop as a perennial, which means it comes back year after year. This plant needs full sunshine and soil that stays moist but drains well. That combination is easier to manage in containers than in the ground because you control exactly what's in the pot and how often you water. Patio plant 3, coral bells. Now, coral bells are something special because there's literally a variety for every single situation in your garden. Full shade corner? There's a coral bells for that. Blazing sunspot? Absolutely. Mixed light? You've got options. The incredible thing about coral bells is the foliage. We're not just talking about nice green leaves here. You get leaves that come in burgundy, bronze, silver, lime green, orange, and combinations of all these colors. The shapes vary too. Some are riffled and delicate. Others are bold and architectural. The leaf patterns can be striped or spotted or solid. It's like having an artist's palette in your garden. But wait, there's more. Coral bells also sends up these tall flower spikes that poke right through the leaves. These flowers attract pollinators all season long, and they're actually beautiful in floral arrangements too if you want to cut some for inside the house. Some varieties are semi-evergreen, which means they can look good even in cooler months. Coral bells are pretty flexible about light conditions. They're one of the few container plants that genuinely enjoy full shade. They also do great in full sun. Most do best with soil that's rich, stays moist, and drains well. When you're planting them in containers, that's completely manageable. If you're learning something new today, please subscribe to Seniors Gardening Advice. Share this video with a gardening friend who'd love these tips too.
Patio plant 4, Intensia, Celosia spicata. Here's a plant that doesn't ask for much but delivers big results. Intensia. This variety has this really striking appearance with an upright growth pattern that fills a container beautifully without taking up too much space. The flowers are these long, spiky things in a gorgeous deep purple color. They stand up tall and proud, and they don't fade quickly. You get months of color from a single planting. The whole plant stays compact and neat, so it works perfectly if you're dealing with smaller container spaces or if you just like an organized, tidy look. The best part? This plant is genuinely easy to care for. It's not fussy. It doesn't demand constant attention. You water when the soil gets dry, and it keeps on blooming. It loves full sun, but can tolerate partial shade if that's what your patio offers. Celosia pairs well with other plants in mixed containers, or you can let it shine by itself as a standalone statement. Either way, you get this fantastic pop of color that makes people notice your patio. Patio plant 5, butterfly bush. This is a deciduous shrub, which means it drops its leaves in winter, but during the warm months, oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. The flowers come in these beautiful arching formations that really do draw in butterflies. If you plant a butterfly bush, you're basically guaranteed to have butterflies visiting your patio. That's not just magical, it's also educational if you have grandkids who love nature. There are different varieties to choose from. One popular option is hot raspberry butterfly bush. This one is particularly showy with its bold pink summer flowers and gray-green foliage that provides the perfect background. The growth habit is naturally compact, so even though it can get fairly large, it doesn't outgrow container spaces too quickly. Butterfly bush attracts not just butterflies, but also hummingbirds. These tiny jeweled birds will zoom right up to your containers. It's like having nature television playing in your yard. This plant needs full sun and soil that drains well. It also appreciates soil that's rich with nutrients, so adding some compost when you plant it makes a real difference in how well it performs. Patio plant 6, Silver Falls Dichondra, or Dichondra argentea, Silver Falls.
Now let's talk about something that makes containers look instantly professional and sophisticated. Silver Falls Dichondra is one of those plants that makes people ask, "Where did you get that?" because it looks so intentional and beautiful. This plant grows as a cascading ground cover, which means it spills over the sides of containers and hanging baskets in this graceful waterfall-like way. The leaves are silvery in color, which creates this amazing contrast with almost any other plants you put around it. When light hits those silver leaves, they catch and reflect it, making your whole container arrangement glow. Here's what makes Silver Falls Dichondra so popular with busy gardeners. It's low maintenance. This plant doesn't need constant watering or fertilizing. It's genuinely tough and forgiving. Forget to water one day? It'll be okay. Skip the weekly fertilizer? No problem. This is a plant that works with your lifestyle instead of demanding everything. Silver Falls Dichondra can handle anything from full sun to partial shade, so you've got flexibility in placement. It prefers average to dry soil, which makes it great if you tend to underwater by accident or if you live somewhere that gets hot and dry. It reaches about 3 inches in height, but spreads out to 4 feet or more, so it's perfect for creating that lush, full look in containers and baskets. Patio Plant 7. Magic Purple Aster, or Aster Novi Belgi Magic Purple. When fall rolls around and most plants are winding down, Magic Purple Aster is just getting started. This plant produces an absolute explosion of blooms in a deep lavender purple color with bright yellow centers. It looks like fireworks happened in your container. The flowers are small and abundant, creating this full, rounded appearance that looks professional and intentional. The plant stays compact, which means it doesn't sprawl everywhere. It fits perfectly in containers of various sizes. Magic Purple Aster is particularly great if you love having a beautiful patio in fall, when everything else is fading. Plant it in spring, and by fall it'll be your star performer. The compact size and full appearance make it look like you hired a professional designer. This plant needs full sun to really perform its best. It likes soil that ranges from average to moist. The one thing it loves is a light pruning during the summer months to encourage better fall growth. Magic Purple Aster is perfect for people who want something that looks great at a specific time of year and makes a real impact. Are you starting to see how container gardening can transform your space? Drop a comment below and tell me which plants are calling to you.
Patio Plant 8. Goldilocks Creeping Jenny. Lacemachia nummularia Goldilocks. Sometimes the best plant is the one that just works no matter what you do to it. Goldilocks Creeping Jenny is practically indestructible, which is honestly my favorite quality in any plant. The foliage on this plant is bright golden yellow, and it produces charming little yellow flowers throughout the summer months. The color combination is cheerful and uplifting. When it spills over the edges of containers, it creates this beautiful golden waterfall effect. Here's the truth about Goldilocks Creepin' Jenny. It doesn't care if you forget to water sometimes. It doesn't mind if you only remember to fertilize twice instead of weekly. It just keeps on growing and looking beautiful. For gardeners who want the beauty without the stress, this is your plant. The height stays low, around 20 inches, but it spreads out nicely to create good coverage. It works as a spilling plant in mixed containers or can fill a container by itself. It handles full sun to full shade, which gives you serious flexibility in placement. With such an easy care plant, you spend less time worrying and more time enjoying your beautiful patio. Patio Plant 9. Dwarf Hinoki Cypress. If you want to add some structure and evergreen beauty, especially for winter interest, Dwarf Hinoki Cypress is your answer. This plant brings a sense of sophistication and architectural interest to container arrangements. The foliage has this beautiful fan-shaped appearance with different shades of green that create depth and visual interest. The texture is fine and delicate, but the overall plant structure is strong and defined. It looks like living art in your containers. One of the best things about Dwarf Hinoki Cypress is how slowly it grows.
That might sound backwards, but it's actually perfect for containers because you can keep the plant in a smaller pot for much longer than you could with a fast-growing plant. You're not constantly repotting and wrestling with a plant that's outgrowing its space. This plant works beautifully in winter container displays when most other plants have died back. It stays green and full of color when your garden might otherwise look bare. It provides that winter interest that keeps your patio looking maintained and beautiful, even in cooler months. Dwarf Hinoki cypress loves full sun and needs soil that drains well. It's perfect for people who want year-round container beauty without having to replant every season. Patio Plant 10, Coleus, Solenestemon scucullarioides. Finally, let's talk about a plant that's basically all about stunning foliage. Coleus exists in so many different colors and patterns that you could fill an entire patio with different varieties and never have two that look the same. The foliage comes in burgundy, lime green, pink, orange, bronze, and combinations of all these colors. The leaves can be solid-colored, striped, spotted, or edged in contrasting colors. Some have large, dramatic leaves, while others have small, delicate, lobed foliage. One popular variety is Burgundy Wedding Train Coleus, which has these small, lobed leaves that stay brick red with distinctive lime green edges year-round. It's like having painted art in your container. The beautiful thing about Coleus is that it can stand alone as a focal point in a container, or it can add vibrant color alongside other plantings. Mix it with neutral-colored plants, and it pops. Combine it with complementary colors, and you get this sophisticated look. Coleus prefers partial shade to full shade, which makes it perfect for those tricky shady spots on your patio where you thought nothing would grow. It likes soil that stays moist, but drains okay. With Coleus, you're really limited only by your imagination in terms of color combinations and arrangements. Bringing it all together, these 10 plants represent the best of what container gardening has to offer. Whether you want drama or subtlety, color or foliage interest, low maintenance or something with more personality, there's something here for you. Container gardening lets you garden your way. No perfect soil? No problem. Limited space? These plants work. Want to move things around and experiment? Absolutely. That's the whole point of gardening in containers. The wonderful part is that these plants all thrive with basic container care. Good draining soil, regular watering when the top inch of soil feels dry, and a bit of sunshine or shade depending on the plant's preference. Start with 1 or 2 of these plants and see what works for your space. Next year, add more varieties. Before you know it, you'll have a patio that looks like a garden center, and you'll have the satisfaction of knowing you grew it yourself. I'm Sam from Seniors Gardening Advice, and I'm so glad you spent this time with me today. These plants can genuinely transform your patio into something you love spending time in. If this video helped you figure out which plants to try, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our weekly gardening tips and tricks. Your patio will thank you. Leave a comment below and tell me which plant you're most excited to try. Are you going to start with tall verbena? Maybe you're drawn to the Silver Falls Dichondra. I'd love to know what's catching your eye. And please, share this video with someone in your life who loves gardening or wants to start. Your friends and family need this kind of helpful information, and I'm grateful when you help spread the word about seniors gardening advice. Thank you so much for watching. Now go grow something beautiful in a container, and I'll see you on the next video. Happy gardening!